Hi, my name is Haley Gillespie, and I'm a nutrition and fitness coach here in Garrett County. And today I'm doing a video on how I make a superfood smoothie and how I recommend that my clients do it. Now, I'm not actually a huge fan of the word superfood. I don't think certain foods have magical properties, but the reason I use the word superfood here is I want to differentiate between the kind of smoothie I'm recommending here, which is just super beneficial, really a great way to up-level your health, versus what you could find commercially available at your local fast food or gas station that's actually going to be more detrimental to your health. So for instance, here in Garrett County, we don't really have the big smoothie chains here, but we do have the fast food, and we also have like our local gas station / fast food place. I looked online at like a large strawberry banana smoothie, tons of ingredients, tons of preservatives, but also a large strawberry banana had over 100 grams of sugar and not a lot of protein. They had a couple versions. One was an ice cream base, one was a Greek yogurt base, both sweetened, but neither one had more than 6 grams of protein, even in a large. And so there's just way too much of a nutritional cost there. I think at that point, you might as well just go ahead and get a milkshake if that's what you're craving. So sometimes we put the word smoothie out there and it creates a healthy halo effect, but certainly not all smoothies are created equal. Now, to talk about why we might want to put a smoothie in your diet, it might not be for every day, but some good reasons if you're not getting adequate produce intake, if you're not getting colorful fruits and veggies, that's a good reason. If you're not getting adequate protein, or you're kind of a limited quality of protein, maybe not a lot of plant-based or collagen type proteins, or certainly if you're working around a workout, you might want something more like a whey or more of a quick digesting protein. So, and you're getting other things that I'll go into, little nutrient boosts. But I'd say the main reason is to get in more fruits and veggies than you normally would. And also the convenience of being able to take it on the go and maybe have it somewhere that for a meal that you normally would be eating something a lot less healthy. If you're in a rush or on the go, this can be a great thing to take with you. So I'm just going to go into how I like to make a smoothie. And the main thing I would say is my smoothies versus even other people's homemade healthy smoothies, I don't use just fruit. I want to use a lot of vegetables, at least as many veggies as fruit, just to limit the overall sugar content. And that's something you really want to be careful of if you're watching your weight, or if you're diabetic, pre-diabetic, certainly anything like that. You're not going to maybe eat, like if I just had all this as fruit, you're not just going to sit there and probably eat all that fruit. So you wouldn't necessarily want to do it in a smoothie. So the basic components that I would put in one of these smoothies, first of all, obviously we have our fruit and our vegetables. So fruit, I like to go with a lower glycemic fruit. So something more like berries. These are some frozen strawberries and blueberries. Frozen is totally fine. Especially if they're not in season, that's typically what I go for. It actually gives a great texture to your smoothie. So I'm going to go ahead and add these in. This is just under a cup, so do watch your portions when you're adding fruit, because you do want to limit the overall sugar content of your smoothie. Now, I will say if you're not used to this kind of smoothie, maybe baby yourself into it. Start with a little more fruit, and then as you go, you can maybe start gradually replacing some of that with leafy greens and other things. I have some fresh blackberries right now, so I'm going to go ahead and add those. I have here, just for a little zing, some lemon, which has got some great health benefits at all. And I also have some cranberry juice here. Now, I'm not a big fan of doing a lot of juice in smoothies. I actually might wait to put that in, but I'm mentioning that because it's an unsweetened cranberry juice. Definitely don't put any sweetened, your normal cranberry juice cocktail. This is not something, if that's what you're used to, this is going to taste very strange, but just like an ounce of that is going to add some good extra flavor. So I'm going to start to add my vegetables in here. And I've got some celery, which has got some great benefits. And I've got a little avocado. Avocado is actually kind of my healthy fat too, which I'll go into a little bit. And then I'm going to pretty much pack in about as much leafy greens in here as I can. Now that tends to be my go-to for a smoothie. Baby greens blend in really well. Microgreens also work really well. Sprouts. I would avoid some really stronger flavored, like mature kale is going to add. You could blend mature kale in, but things like broccoli. I would go with broccoli sprouts over broccoli. I probably wouldn't put in, garlic or onions or things like that. They're really going to overpower this. Limes work really well. And also like a little piece of ginger can work really nicely. I do tend to avoid the more tropical fruits because they're higher in sugar. So things like bananas, pineapple, mango, they are really delicious. So if you really like those, you can add a small amount in. Or another trick, if you put in a green banana, it's not going to increase your sugar content quite as much. So it's going to be more indigestible carbohydrate for your body. So that is another kind of hint there. So I'm packing in a good many baby greens, baby kale, baby spinach, just stuff that's really, available in an easy box at the store. And now I'm going to think about adding in, I already added some avocado. I'm going to do a little more healthy fat here with some ground flaxseed. And do make sure that I like to mill it myself so that it's really fresh. So this is a great source of omega-3, like plant-based omega-3. So it's not quite as absorbable as fish oil, but you can actually get fish oil and it's really kind of distilled and flavored with like lemon or lime or something like that. And you can put that in. So that's great, especially if you have kids who don't want to do fish oil pills or don't like the taste of fish. So then we'll go ahead and add in, I think I'm going to do a little more healthy fat. I'm going to do some MCT oil here, which is kind of a quicker digesting and easier to, your body basically turns it into energy a little bit more easily. Some theorize that it actually promotes fat burning. It can make you feel a little more energized than a really heavy fatty meal normally might. So I think now we're good on healthy fat. I'm going to add in a little bit of protein. So I've got a few different kinds here. I've got a whey protein, which is great pre-post workout. I've got a plant-based, couple of plant-based proteins, which are usually going to be like a legume-based, like something like a pea protein or rice protein. And I've got collagen peptides, which are great if you get most of your protein from muscle meat. This is a little bit of a different kind of protein, what you'd find in like your skin and in other tissues in your body, and it can be great to work into the mix. And then I've also got some Greek yogurt here, which can be good for adding some texture into your, I would of course go with an unsweetened, so most vanilla or those kind of flavors are going to have a lot of added sugar, so I'd go with a plain unsweetened yogurt. As far as flavors, I think this is strawberry, this is vanilla. I would kind of tend to go more towards one of those, but you can experiment with like a chocolate if that's good for you. So let's go ahead and add, I'm going to do a little bit of collagen peptides here. And so this is, with all the protein and the fat that I'm adding, this is going to be more of a meal replacement. If I didn't add these kind of extras, which are adding extra calories and making it more of a meal, then it would be kind of like a green drink, more something like that, which also can be a really great infusion into your diet if you're eating your 3 square meals a day and you just need a little extra nutritional boost. So I'm going to do a little bit of collagen, and I'm also going to add in some of this, which is a plant-based vanilla plant-based protein. So I'll add in some of that. Other proteins, you can do like an egg white protein. You can even add liquid pasteurized egg whites. Whey and egg white protein in particular tend to really fluff up the volume of your drink, so just be aware it's going to get really big, and that may be something you want if you're missing that volume and it's going to take you a while to drink it. Plenty of other little add-ons you could do, like a moringa powder, all kinds of superfood powders, cocoa powder, turmeric, so many other things you can do if you just want to continue to up-level the value. But I would say start out simple if this is something you're not used to. Sometimes I'll do like a powdered beet too, or even fresh beets in the summer when I have those. So now we can get to our liquid, which of course we will need to get this all together. So I'm going to add that unsweetened cranberry juice for a little extra flavor. And then this is almond milk. You can just use water if you want. This is a vanilla unsweetened almond milk that's going to add a little extra flavor. And as far as amounts, it's just kind of how thick you prefer it. You can always add a little more if it's not blending up quite as well as you'd like. Probably just add all of that. And I think that's about all I was going to add. Also, you may want to do a little bit of an extra sweetener, so I'm just going to add a little bit of stevia here, especially if you're not doing a lot of fruits and you're used to having more of those, then you may want that extra little bit of flavor. Now, so this is a high-powered blender. You don't necessarily need to have one of these, although it does break things down a lot easier. You may have to like chop things up a little bit more to get the same effect, the same consistency. But they make, whether it's just your regular kind of glass jar smoothie or even one of those little bullet smoothies or blenders, you can, find a variety of things that will work. So let me just grab my lid. All right. Make sure it's on securely, or if not, just make sure you keep one hand on top, and we'll start breaking this down. All right, that looks pretty well blended. So, I mean, I don't mind the kind of funkier colors. If you aren't into this, maybe you just want like a purely green smoothie, you're not probably going to put maybe the red berries in. So you can work with your ingredients to make a color that's more appetizing. And this is kind of a pleasant purpley color. And so yeah. See, this tastes great to me, but again, it is kind of an acquired taste. But just in one blender jar, that's pretty much a meal. So whether you're using this as an extra nutritional boost or replacing a meal with something that's probably a lot more healthy, this is one great way to up-level your nutrition. And I hope to be bringing you some more nutrition and fitness tips through a series of videos here. And thanks so much for watching.